Tell me, is there any more room for me in those jeans?
I don't know the words, but I know the dance move.
I know the words.
Levi's, Prada, baby
Baby
fat.
fat.
I love the way you wearing
I
that.
love them, yeah.
Iceberg, something, Sergio, whatever that is.
Them.
Trying to get inside of those.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the No Chaser Podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Real quick, since we were just talking about it, me and Rick were just discussing how, as a R&B great,
Mhm.
Ginuwine is so slept on.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Because, like, you were saying, just say it.
Oh, I was looking for a specific song from Ginuwine, but I couldn't remember what album it was on.
Mhm.
So I ended up having to go through all the albums, and I'm like, damn, all of these are really good.
Yeah.
So
Like all of them.
good.
And he has a lot.
He has a lot. Yeah, man. I remember, so when In Those Jeans came out,
Mm.
I was a freshman in high school. Don't Google the dates on that. But I remember playing that album, The Senior, front to back, so many times. Because that was also My Whole Life Has Changed.
Oh, my
Was it?
God.
I think that was The Bachelor.
Was it?
That's what I'm saying. I was finding out because all of the hits that we love, I felt like they were all one album. And then I was finding them on different albums.
You might be right. Okay, My Whole Life Was Changed. Was that the same album as Stingy?
My
Fuck it, we making your whole...
Oh,
That,
my
that's
God.
the same.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Okay, sorry, real quick.
No.
In Those Jeans is the same as So Anxious.
Oh, God, that's such a good song.
Yes, I think. I don't know.
Ginuwine was the king of the Sunday night slow jams.
Yeah.
When you turn on the radio on Sunday, you're definitely going to hear about like 5 to 6 Ginuwine songs.
Right
sprinkled.
before Pocos Pero Locos.
Yeah. Oh my God.
God, I miss Sundays.
Well, look, let's get this man his flowers. Shout out to Ginuwine.
Yes.
I'm gonna DM his ass to come on the
You
show.
should.
Hey, that'd be
We
tight.
love you.
We could battle.
Oh, because he can dance too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Also, I want to take a second to discuss. So I paired up with this company.
To discuss you.
They hit me up and they were like, "Hey, man, would you like to customize some shoes and sell them?" And I was like, "Yes, I would love to." So y'all know me. I wear a lot of Air Max 1s. And so since this is my year of the tiger, and my birthday has when you watch this, my birthday has passed.
Just say the date of your birthday.
March 6th.
Thank you.
Year of the tiger is my year. I wanted to do some lunar New Year tiger vibe Air Max 1s. This also, just to make it Thai, this says tiger in Thai on the back. Which is Suh. And Suh, say it with me now. Suh. And I had our boy that designs for Goody design me a little a Thai flip of a lunar New Year tiger right here on the tongue. If y'all want to pick you up a pair, I think I might have launched these by now. They are gonna be expensive.
Can't get around that.
Because the only way for this company to make their money on customizing a bunch of shoes is to sell them for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if y'all got like $300 some to spend on some shoes,
Do it.
do it. Let me know. I'll put the link in the description.
Kids, ask your parents for their credit card.
And for some not as expensive but very fire shoes, Nikki
It's still a
Blade.
little expensive.
They
quality
are.
shit.
They are.
But they're
But
quality.
I have a code. Use code BLAZE at Superb Sportswear. And I'm actually designing my own birthday shoe, custom design. I'm very excited about. But yes, Superb Sportswear. I'm so
Because
happy.
your birthday is tomorrow.
It's March 10th. March 10th, no matter
when this drops, it will
yeah,
be
when this
tomorrow.
drop is tomorrow.
This shit is tomorrow.
Fuck it up if it's your birthday,
Hey,
bitch.
Hey,
Fuck it. So I was out, just real quick. I was out, and that song randomly came on.
you
and
fucked it up.
I fucked it up. You know when you gotta grab the person in front of you? I didn't even know who it was. I said, I'm about to use you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fucked it up because my birthday was coming up.
And you grinded on him?
I didn't even grind. I said
No,
whoever
he
was
was
behind
the stand.
He was the stand.
Right.
When that song comes on, it's head down, grab the person in front of you, hair flip a little bit,
Ah.
and then whoever's behind you is getting all the work.
Yes.
But yes, March 10th, my birthday was yesterday.
Well, speaking of dancing, thank you, Nikki Blades.
You're welcome. You like that? That's what I do for a living now.
Segues is what I do on her resume. What are you good at? Segues. And then they
riding them.
Yeah.
Segways and twerking.
Today's guest, very special, sexy man. He is tall. He can dance.
Okay.
He has done a lot in the dance community. I'm talking about America's next best dance crew.
Models.
I was like, okay.
America.
wow.
I was like, what is the America's best dance crew? Yes. Also, one of the founding members of Kinjaz, and a consistent cast member on JK News. If y'all fuck with JK News, make some noise for my boy Anthony Lee.
Yeah.
If you're just
yeah.
do it for the cameras. Do it for the camera.
Right here, right in the middle.
That was on purpose.
He said only
Wow, the
off
OnlyFans.
Off camera, you know what I mean?
No Chaser starting its own OnlyFans.
What's up?
Yeah, we got one.
Cheers.
How are you? Cheers, my guy.
Cheers.
I'll put the mic in my face and I couldn't cheers the right way anymore.
Anthony Lee. First of all, man, how are you? Thanks for pulling up.
First of all, Ginuwine is dope and he's mad slept on. He's a sick ass dancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard that.
Yes.
I was vibing.
You know, I put on some of your choreography this morning to get ready for the show.
Bullshit. I'm gonna call you out. Which one?
On God, I put on the I See Fire by Ed Sheeran, your most viral one.
You got me. You got me.
I didn't know until I Googled. I didn't know that you were one of the founding Kinjaz members. You know what
I
I'm
didn't
saying?
even know that's on Google.
It is. I just thought it was all Mike's song, to be honest.
It is all Mike's song. I'm actually just the face of it as a body double in case he gets assassinated when we fuck up.
So let me let me ask you this. When you went on America's Best Dance Crew, because I know y'all be like recycling members in different crews, like it's like a drummer in a rock band and shit. But like, so which crews were you on when you did America's Best Dance Crew?
I was when we did America's Best Dance Crew, that was 2015. It was like the season 8 coming back all-star champions type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like everybody was a previous winner of that show except us. So we didn't even fucking know why we were coming back
As
on.
Kinjaz?
Yeah, as Kinjaz. We had never been on the show before. But like, you know, B-Tech, Ben Chung, you
Yes.
just did the podcast with us. Yeah, he was like previously a member of Jabberwockies as well, which was a winner.
Right.
And then we had also had like members from like Choreography on our crew and they were winners and they weren't doing the show. So like, and then we also had like Mike and Tony who were from like Cop Modern, who were like season 1 favorites and stuff. So it felt like maybe it made sense for us to be on the show.
Word.
And that's why they brought us on. But I mean, I was so down because I'd never been on it and we had nothing to lose.
Oh.
It was like season of champions and one underdog.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it doesn't specify all that on Wikipedia.
No,
You know
no.
what I'm
I
saying?
didn't even know we had a Wikipedia. I don't think we do.
You don't know shit.
We stay in the shadows, like too deep.
You say,
Okay,
get on your Instagram. Say, I have Instagram. I didn't even know I had Instagram.
Yeah, man. I was just trying to do some research. Cause like I just kind of, I knew you were a dancing ass Kinja boy, but I was like, let me get some background. And then I seen the shit about America's Best Dance Crew, and I was confused because I was like, wait, cause I don't know if I told you this on your shit, where my first tour ever was with Caba Modern.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I was like, but in my head I was like, I don't remember him being there.
I'm that guy who just like climbed the ladders, just like the evil fucking assistant who was always just behind people. Randomly got like one hand in a photo next to the president.
You mean a groupie?
Yeah, exactly. Had sex with everybody to get to where I am.
I had to suck a lot to get where I'm at
Yes, a lot of Mike's song dick. What?
No. I was on a different crew at the time, or a different dance team from college. It was a very collegiate style dance team. So I was on a group called CADC.
What does that mean? What is collegiate dancing?
Like, because the type of like competition step. That's funny. Yeah, because of the type of like community that we came from, there were like teams of like sizing like 25 to 40 people that would be like representing like a college club or something. So Caba Modern actually was like the dance crew from Kababayan, the Filipino culture club from UCI. So, but they were considered like a street team because they didn't have to all be students to be on the team. Like you could kind of audition for them. Whereas I was on a team that was called CADC, which was the Chinese Association Dance Crew. So we were the dance team affiliated with the Chinese Association at UCI, but we were strictly collegiate. Like you had to have fucking 12 units of proof that you were a full-time student at UCI. And even if even if you were like, a director or whatever on the team and it was your senior year, when you graduated, you couldn't be on the team anymore.
Damn.
Like,
Oh.
Kicked you out.
yeah, so that was just kind of like the rotating door. But that's what it was back then. By the time I left, I think that was kind of a disadvantage for teams like that because then like the circuit got a lot bigger and then you were competing with people that were like, staying on teams for like 10, 12 years to kind of like whoop these new college kids.
Ringers.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
like in order for you to be in this crew, you cannot have time for this crew. Full schedules only.
Yo,
Did they even check if you were Chinese?
No, but I'll tell you what, we love the 1 or 2 black people that joined our team every year. We try to suck as much of that swag from them as possible. You know what I mean?
What kind of knees are?
Pissed.
What kind of knees? What kind of knees are you?
What kind of knees?
Yeah.
Kind of neat. I never heard that.
So, well, first of all, let me say this. If you're not Asian, don't be saying that shit.
Because there's some me's in there too.
Yes, there's me's. Oh yes, knees and me's.
Yeah.
Yes, and knees and toes. Yeah.
First off, I was like, why are you asking him about his Megan needs? So, like, are you seeing what he can do
The
still?
first time I ever heard that, fucking wilding out, fucking Emmanuel was like,
Okay.
what kind of knees? What kind of knees are you?
He was like,
Oh,
Dry. Okay, but yeah, what kind of Asian are you?
That's actually funny because I'm both knees and me's.
Chinese and Vietnamese.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
That's what I identify with. By blood, I'm like predominant. I'm like 90-something% Chinese, and I got like something from like my great grandmother's side that's like from Vietnam or some shit. I don't really know.
Okay.
I need to do 23andMe so I can learn that like I got 1% Mongolian Genghis Khan. You know what I'm saying?
Genghis Khan?
Yeah. But other than that, I'm pretty much because my parents were born in Vietnam and then they came and immigrated here to America, to Hawaii, in the during the war. My parents from Chinese descent, born in Vietnam, coming to America, taught me Vietnamese.
Oh.
Even though like my cousins and everything like that were like culturally very Chinese.
Interesting.
But I only spoke Vietnamese growing up, so I'm like really
great.
confused with my upbringing.
So by blood, you're Chinese, but you speak Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I speak Vietnamese like a 3rd grader. You know what I'm talking about? Like
No, I
you can,
feel that.
you
enough
can get
to
by,
order.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm cold and I'm hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically my tie right there. Mom, I'm cold and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
that sucks when you're warm and full.
She just keeps giving me food and putting blankets on me.
Switch it.
I'm just saying I'm cold, I'm hungry, but aggressively, I'm cold and I'm hungry.
Always.
How did you link up with JK News? Because you're like, you're on there all the fucking time now.
Hey, yeah. Hey, shout out JK News. You guys suck. I think what was it? It was this thing called Tic Tic Tour in Australia. It's Tic Tic Tour 2 or something like that they were hosting out like this mad tour in Australia. Periodics was on it, Architects, JK News, Joseph Vincent, a bunch of random people that were like Asian YouTubers and shit at the time were there. And then I was on there with Yo Mama crew. That was a crew that was me, Mike Song, and Victor. But I believe it was Mike Song who couldn't go, so we brought Lawrence Cow instead. And then so we went on this tour, and JK was there as well. And I remember just like they were doing their Uncle Chin, Uncle
Same.
I was about to say Uncle Phil for some reason.
That would be weird.
I was like, Uncle Phil.
why you look at Rick?
It's
And,
what they do.
So they're doing their bit, and I was like, "Yo, these guys are crazy." But Gio was with them at the time too, and then
you were in love with her.
no. But I did remember, and I told this story
Like
before.
this, man.
But we did go to like this after party, and then everybody's kind of like waiting around for them to get us into the like VIP area. Aussie fans are like super sick, and they're like really really crazy
Yeah,
and
you're
stuff
such
too.
a sick cunt, bro. That's all I heard. You're such a sick cunt, bro.
Birthday party perfect. All
Sick
right.
cunt, Mike.
And then we go and we're waiting to like get let in, and then this dude gets like mad awkward and like comes up and tries to like dance on Gio. Yeah, but he's like a little Asian awkward dude,
It's what we do, dog.
It is what we do. And then he like goes and tries to dance up on her all awkward. And then I'll never fucking forget this. She pushes him, but she's like fucking strong. She's like, that's like She-Hulk shit, right?
Yeah.
She pushes him, and this will like flies 12 feet and like rolls and stuff. And I swear bowling pins get knocked over and sound design is added and shit. It's like crowd applause. But I swear after that moment, I was like, I fucks with them.
No, and he fell and he got up. He's like, that's my type of woman right there.
My time. That right there. Been searching her hunting her for a year.
He's like, Gio, Australian for so, mate.
All right, you guys. This is brought to you by DoorDash. And I love me some DoorDash. Okay, so one of the best parts about living, I stay up in the Bay Area. We have so many different types of food. And what I love about DoorDash is no matter what I'm craving, I can get anything. They'll go to all the restaurants. You got what's close by, you got what's far. Also, you can see which one is the best. And I love comparing different spots. I got a couple Indian spots that I really love, but with DoorDash, I've been able to try multiple restaurants without even leaving my house. And I be getting hungry, you know me.
What's your favorite Indian spot?
Oh, I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say because I haven't made that decision yet.
All right.
But another thing that I love about DoorDash is not just restaurants. I can also go and get stuff from Petco. I can get things from Walmart. They deliver from everywhere you want. So groceries, dog food. That's my main thing because Onyx. Your mom is lazy. I'm so sorry. And DoorDash has came through multiple times with his dog food. So I love it so much. Now, for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of 15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code NOCHASER. That's 25% off and up to $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code No Chaser. Don't forget, that's code No Chaser for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
That's right. Man, you know what's annoying? Bank fees. Ugh, so many fee them. But that's why I F with Chime, bruh. No monthly fees with Chime, okay? Kick off 2022 with a better checking account with no monthly fees. Chime, an award-winning app and debit card, has no overdraft fees, foreign transaction fees, monthly fees, or service fees. With over 60,000 fee-free in-network ATMs at many locations like most Walgreens, 7-Eleven, CVS's, you can access your money when you need it, where you need it. Now that's just lit. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. Fee-free for you and no cash-out fees for them. So if this sounds like something you might be interested in, make your first good decision of the new year. Join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/nochaser. That's chime.com/nochaser. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank and a members FDIC. Get fee-free transactions at many MoneyPass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Otherwise, out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. Sometimes pay anyone instant transfers can be delayed. The recipient must use a valid debit card or be a Chime member to claim funds.
Lord of mercy.
So then I come back, and they weren't doing news at the time. They were just doing JK Films, so they were doing a bunch of random comedy sketches. So that's when me and Lawrence Cow started joining in some of their sketches. Whenever we weren't traveling and dancing and performing and teaching all that hoo-ha. And that was just like my regular for like probably like 8 years. Just like when they started even JK News too, I would just pop in when literally I had time. I'd be like, yo, I'm back from out of town for like 3 months. I got like a 2-week window. Like, you guys down to have me? Yeah, I was super thirsty about it.
Yeah, is that what you do too?
No,
it was fun though. It was fun because that was like my everything that I did content-wise was only dance. And when you see like my dance stuff, it's like it's very one side of who I am. Because very, very like like IC5 Ed Sheeran. I choreographed to like pretty deep shit.
Yeah, it's like the artsy, like he's going through something inside of you.
Yeah, it's like my way of expressing what I don't have the ability to express in words. But if you give me words, then I'm a fucking fool. I'm like a regular idiot. You know what I mean? Just like the rest of them. So JK News was kind of like my cool outlet to just speak versus just like dance all eloquent and shit.
You know what? I never thought of that, how it must be, I wouldn't say frustrating, but yeah, frustrating for someone who's known for like dance and these like interpretive pieces, right? And where people are like, they meet you and they're like, you're goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never get the chance to really show your goofy side.
Yeah, I get to let people down all the time.
For me, it's the opposite. Like, they meet me in person, they're like, why are you not funny right now? I'm like,
make me laugh.
Make me laugh. Yeah. Well, shit, man, that's dope. You know, I really thought you and Nikki Blades would have met already, but I guess they didn't. They have never scheduled y'all on the same day.
I have always seen and heard great things from afar, and I was always waiting for the moment actually to meet you via JK News. But like I said, JK News sucks, so that's why I had to come here to meet you myself. You know what I mean? It's my formal meeting of Nikki Blades, the one and only Nikki
Thank
Bliss.
you. And one of the first things you said was, "Damn, Nikki, you're tall." And I was like, "I know."
Cause I'm not like a regular. I was gonna say short Asian. I looked at
I was gonna
him.
say, tall Asian motherfuckers always want to stick to that bill. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
No,
I'm so
So
tall.
I'm better.
saying, you
Just so you
know?
guys know, I'm better.
I'm a
How
solid
tall
5'12". You know what I'm saying?
Are you really 6 feet?
I am
Oh shit, I
Yeah.
didn't even realize.
6 like and a half on like a good day when I like sleep well. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah.
Like stretch out.
Depending on the shoes,
Yeah.
Yeah, word,
Your shoes make you a little bit taller.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm about like 5'10" right now.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are tall.
Yeah.
Like okay, so you said
But
wait,
Gio's taller than me.
yeah, but
just for-
Gio's
just for-
like I said, I already called her She-Hulk, so I think that like gets a pass. You mentioned you're Chinese, Hawaiian, and
Filipino.
Filipino.
Mhm.
So that means it's the Hawaiian side that makes you
We're-
big.
I guess
You're
so.
tall, and because the Chinese and Filipino side would make you like down
Yeah.
here.
My
It's some tall Chinese.
Yeah, my grandpa is Hawaiian Chinese and he was 6'4".
Oh shit.
And my dad's 6'2".
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Word.
hmm
That
Long body
works.
life. But my brother is 5'6" and he's upset.
Whoa,
My brother is mad. He was
shit.
like, "You."
Let me tell
He
you,
looks at me sometimes. He looks
Tell
at
us,
me.
Rick.
I would have shot the family up if I was the only one short in that bitch.
I was
Oh, man.
about to say, if he's 5'6", I can see why he's mad because you're not short enough to really be like to assert yourself as a short king. Because I'm like 5'4". I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm little. I handle my
Yeah.
shit. But he's like 5'6". He's almost like 5'8". So he's like, I should be taller.
When my brother is out, nobody notices. It's just when I come through and then he's like, "You." So
Oh,
he's super
shit.
strong. He was like, "Look, if you the long one, I'm the strong one." So
That's
yeah.
funny.
That's
Wait,
hilarious.
Tim. How tall are your parents?
My parents, let's see, if I'm 5'4" and a half, my dad's like 5'4" and 3/4.
Oh
He might be 5'5". My mom is like 5'2". And
You got taller siblings?
it's only me, dog.
he's solo.
Yeah.
Right.
It explains a lot.
People always think Chia's way taller than me, but if I'm 4.5, Chia's like 5'4". You know what I'm saying? It's just the hair. The hair always be up and poofy and shit. So people swear she's way taller than me, but yeah.
But is she taller than you? She's taller than you, right?
No, fool, I just told you how tall we are.
Yeah.
She's taller than you, dude. Don't lie. Dude. Stop lying, man. It's cool, dude. It's your podcast.
No, and Veda right now, Veda's about 3'6". She's already
Wow, Tim's now he's like, "Look, Veda, I'm gonna need you to stay around this height range in order for Daddy to
drink
feel
this
good about
coffee
himself."
and lift these weights.
Stunt this shit.
These weights.
Veda comes out, she got a
Stunt
6
that
pack.
growth real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Snort this line of
Oh God, what? That doesn't stun your growth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was trying to fuck her up.
I can't have you be more successful than me.
So snort this line.
Speaking of family, you are engaged.
I am engaged.
That's lit.
Congratulations.
Congrats. When did that happen?
That actually happened almost 1 year ago to the month. Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
man.
It was actually, so here's the thing. I was coming back from China. I was in China for like 3 months or like a month and a half working on a tour.
Mm.
And this was like right at like the start of quarantine time type stuff
For dance stuff or JK tour?
for dance stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. JK tour in
They
China. And then I come back, and when I come back, I'm like, I had in my head already, I was like, I'm going to propose. I don't know when,
Mhm.
I don't know where, I don't know how. I just know I will when I come back from this trip. Right. So even when I came back from the trip, I like took her to like Joshua Tree and stuff like that. And everybody thought I was gonna propose, but I was like, what the fuck? Who proposes to Joshua?
Don't
Tree?
you do
know,
drugs
I-
there? Isn't
Yeah.
that what you do in Joshua?
Yeah.
Precisely.
You do drugs and you get kidnapped.
Yeah.
That's all you do in Joshua.
And you bury people.
It's very romantic.
We avoided the latter, but then what ended up happening was because the pandemic was really, really rough on us, we ended up having to close our brand new studio that literally just opened in downtown
Kinjaz
LA.
studio.
Yeah, the Kinjaz
Oh,
complex.
yeah.
So then like this whole just fucking tornado of like unfortunate shit from the pandemic started like just breathing down on us. And then like, me and Mike had to make that really, really tough decision. We're like, fuck, we got to close this shit down. And we had like, in the great words of Jay-Z, grand opening, grand closing. Like that was literally how fast it was.
Yeah.
So before we closed it, we asked ourselves, we're like, is there like, what's one more thing we got to do before this place is gone? So then the only thing we could think of at that time was like, we're like, oh, we should do like one last showcase just for the boys, and just for the crew, just for the friends and fam, because one, COVID and safety and shit. So we got to lie about this anyway, this public gathering, right? And then two, it's like, let's just use this place until it's gone. So everybody starts organizing and shit, but everybody's doing it with this like heavy burden, kind of emotional, like, is the end kind of type stuff. And then you're also stressed out because we got to move out, but then you're stressed because you got to put rehearsals together and everybody's got to get their numbers straight. It's like, what song are you doing? How many people are you dancing with? You get your rehearsal shit in yet? Blah, 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 right? And then all the while, I'm like starting to like, in all of the blurriness of the stress, I'm piecing everything together, all the variables. And I'm like, wait a minute. All the homies are going to be here. Like the family's gonna be here, including her, you know what I mean? And I was like, her family's in town, because in my next plan was I was gonna propose on our trip to Maui, but I know that would have been by ourselves. And by ourselves means it would have been like nice and romantic and cute and shit, but she wouldn't be able to celebrate. And she's very, very, close with her family. So I was like, oh snap. This might be the opportunity. So then I let the guys know. I'm like, hey, this is gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna need you all for my routine. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh God, we gotta learn shit.
God, I already got 7 other things I gotta do today.
Bro, I'm trying to. What?
And then I'm like, so I'm gonna propose using this like showcase, and then, in a weird kind of like turn of events, that ended up being the one thing that like nobody had pre-planned to make closing that space out okay.
Yeah.
Like suddenly all the stress of getting things ready and prepping and making it look nice, so the invitations and the setting up, suddenly everybody felt like they were setting up for something way more purposeful than just like the failure to keep the spot open.
Right.
And then it became this like really whimsical little moment. And I fucked up because we're all doing Zoom meetings and stuff. So I'm like one of the dudes that's in charge and shit. So like, and I didn't have a spot where you could like close the door and like have a Zoom meeting. This is my old spot. So I'm like sitting there trying to plan shit, and I'm like blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, her family's gonna be there, and I was like, fuck, she in the living room.
Oh God.
And then from there, everybody on the Zoom screen too is looking at me like,
You were like, they were like, is the ring ready? You're like, yeah, the ring's ready. Oh, because I'm boxing y'all. Because we doing a UFC fight to end it out.
Yeah. It was just terrible. And I just tried to like, stop the conversation there. But it turns out she did hear that one moment, but she didn't know how it was gonna go down. You know what I mean? So when I played this song that she knew right away, and the cool thing is,
our song.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, it was for that purpose, it was Tenerife Sea by Ed Sheeran. We both enjoy Ed Sheeran a lot. And what was cool is because I was organizing everything, we had like a movable spotlight and shit. And so I like choreographed moments when it would like move over to her to like put like all the spotlight on her. And then I had all the guys come out in like fucking really, really funny looking like fairy tale prince, like nutcracker outfits. And one of our B-boys was rolling around with flower petals and shit, throwing it all over. Yeah. Like a dude came up, put my jacket on, gave me a shot, and then sprayed some spritzer in my mouth so I could sound all look good, So it was dope.
To all the ladies listening and watching right now, the shit's not gonna happen for you like this.
Date a dancer.
Because I'm listening to this, and this is everything that you think you want your man to do, and you realize that your man's probably just fucking regular, and he's not ever gonna do any of those
Be
things.
positive. Maybe dudes are listening like, oh, okay, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna do that.
So ladies, give this episode to your man, and hopefully he can dance. Because
So ladies, break Anthony and his woman up and then date him.
Because I can see all of it. I'm like, oh my God, this sounds so nice. And I'm thinking, my shit's probably never gonna be like
Well,
Because
that
you're
is
trying to
like
date
that.
these lame ass ball players and shit.
Whoa.
They don't know how to do that shit.
The most you're gonna get is, I mean, if you try and get married or something, we can, I guess.
wow.
I mean, like I could take a time out during the game.
Wow.
I'm not
One day
about to get on one knee. I'm 6'9".
One day I'm gonna have a man, okay? And I'll bring him here.
That would be kind of romantic, like on a baseball field, though, right? Like just like hold on, stop the game, throw your glove down, throw your glove down and shit.
Well, let me ask you this, Blades.
What's up?
Would you? Because I feel like women are on either side of the spectrum. They would either enjoy a stadium proposal, or they're like, no, thank you, I don't want that.
Probably not.
Not for you.
No.
Okay, y'all pay
first-
What about a rented out stadium?
Oh, empty.
That
empty stadium.
is.
That's kind of
yes.
a crazy flex.
Yes.
Okay, Drake, if you
All the
want.
flames. I'm still waiting.
Get a little taller.
I check my DMs every day waiting for Drake to slide in there. I think I'm the last person he has
He'll
to
be
hit
in
on.
there eventually.
Yeah, he'll get there.
It's been a while.
He'll get to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
He's still on the A last names right now.
Right. I'm next.
So she said yes.
Yeah, she said yes. Yeah, thankfully, goddamn.
Could you imagine if she said no? All that
All that.
work.
That's the worst. I do laugh at those videos though, so I was expecting a little bit of that karma. You know what I mean? You know when you fucking watch a video of somebody just doing the most,
Yeah.
and then she like walks away and shit.
Oh,
Well,
I
what if she's
never
like-
laugh at those. I feel so
Yeah, I don't
So
laugh
bad.
at that. That's fucked
So
up, dude. Who
bad.
laughs at that shit?
Oh, what if she watched the whole
Double tap
shit?
though.
and-
we're gonna at least give you a little clout.
or what if she's like, Lawrence's step was off.
Yeah.
Just judging.
I'm good.
Oh man.
How long did you guys rehearse? Okay.
For me, that might be kind of hot. I'm like, fuck. Practice again. Let's do it again.
Well, that's tight, man. Congrats. That's
Thank you,
beautiful.
Is there a video of it somewhere?
There is. We'll probably post it this year. Now it's
Okay.
been a year later.
You ain't even posted it yet. A whole year later.
No,
God
perfect.
damn.
I don't know
Real
why.
low.
It was just one of those things where I just didn't post it, and we were just like closing up shop and stuff. And
Yeah.
just I don't know.
For the
but-
anniversary, that's perfect.
yeah, the anniversary of the little
Cute.
performance. Everybody lower your expectations though. It was like
Nah, they're up here.
Nah,
Damn
this
it.
is gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna cry.
You know, guys, I've seen the kind of meat you put in your mouth. And I really think you need to consider higher quality meat.
You not lying.
You right.
It has better taste, and it's just more ethical all around.
We make poor meat choices.
Yeah,
You do.
facts.
You really do. You really do. So that's why y'all need to try ButcherBox. They make it easy. ButcherBox is a subscription service that takes the guesswork out of finding high quality meat. You don't have to be, is this meat quality? It is. You know why? Because it came from ButcherBox.
Yeah.
They send it straight to your door. You get to pick what kind of meat you want. You get to pick the cut of meat you want.
Well, damn.
For me, it's always gonna be a nice steak. Who don't love a nice steak?
I love a good steak.
And with the ButcherBox steaks, bro, I've made a ButcherBox steak where I genuinely only use salt and pepper to season it like the fancy people do.
And it
And
was
it tastes good.
That's all you need.
I didn't need my signature garlic powder because I put that on everything.
garlic goes on everything.
So, like I said, they ship it right to your house. Every month, they curate the high quality meats for you, and it's free shipping in the continental U.S. They got no antibiotics or added hormones, and each box contains 8 to 14 pounds of meat.
That's
Wow.
a lot of meat.
That's
That's a whole lot of meat,
We
and
like
it
it.
gets even more because this is your chance to never have to shop for ground beef again.
Oh,
That's right. ButcherBox is giving new members free ground beef for life.
wait, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live a long time then.
Man, sign up at butcherbox.com/nochaser and get 2 pounds of ground beef free in every order for the life of your membership.
What the hell?
Log on to butcherbox.com/nochaser and claim this deal.
That's crazy. All right, y'all. Once again, the podcast is brought to you by Bluechew.
Bluechew.
Guys, are you looking for that extra confidence when it's time for sex? Well, let me tell you about Bluechew.com. All right, Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost, okay?
Love that.
Bluetooth tablets combat all forms of ED, erectile dysfunction, and can help men gain extra confidence for when it's time to perform in the bedroom. The process is simple. Sign up at Bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. No embarrassing visits to the doctor, waiting in line at the pharmacy, all of that. And let me tell you guys, your boy be having sex sometimes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And sometimes you get a little tired,
This is true.
and sometimes your woman wants a little more.
If we be wanting, we
true.
be wanting more.
Y'all so
Greedy.
shit.
I know, but that's why you guys got Blue Chew.
But that's why we got Bluechew, because it definitely gives me a little, especially when we trying to make babies and shit.
Oh.
And she's ovulating for that week, and she's just working me like a machine. Jeez, can I drink some lemonade? So So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit Bluechew.com. And guys, here's a special deal for you. Try Bluechew free when you use promo code TIM at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Bluechew.com, promo code TIM to receive your first month free. Do y'all have a date?
I don't have a date, but I do have a time frame that we're aiming for, hopefully. And we're looking at spring of next year, maybe in like the March-ish time frame.
It's a good season.
Yeah,
Good,
now that the
good.
venues are opening up again, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a struggle. COVID time, I had like at least 2 or 3 homies that were ready to go, ready to get married, and then COVID happened, and they just had to do I'm on Zoom with the priest. It was
shit,
like,
I would wait.
I would have waited.
I would have
too.
waited. You're gonna be together forever.
I literally had I know one homie for sure that was like had a big wedding plan, and then he was like, "All right, man, we sick of waiting. We're just gonna put on our outfits
Actually,
and."
Low key, I'm actually mad jealous. A part of me, and I'm pretty sure Nina's never gonna watch this, so fuck it. A part of me wishes that maybe I would have got engaged like ever so slightly sooner. So then like we would have like unfortunately been in that category of people that had to get married.
Save some money.
You know, I was like, damn it, dude. Like, I wanted all 3 million people, all my friends to be there. But now we just got this totally cheap wedding.
Oh,
Sorry.
But here's
You know what
our
I'm saying?
Zoom room code for you to.
yes.
Yeah.
That is the struggle, is selecting who gets to go. Here's what y'all don't fucking realize, all right? If you got friends that get married, right? Motherfucking everybody that feels like you follow them on Instagram deserve to go to your wedding, all right? And what they don't realize is, okay, so I had a wedding of 200 people. That sounds like a lot of people, right? But then you got to remember, 200 becomes 100. You got the bride side, you got my side.
Mm.
And then everybody wants a guest. So that's 50 people,
Oh,
right?
shit, man, you fucked me up with this math right
No, you got to keep this in mind, dog. Because you got
Parents.
yes, you got parents, you got families, and then you got every guest wants a guest. So that's like 50 people basically. But here's the rule, right? I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've started inviting people yet. It's like normally, yes, you can invite someone gets a guest if they are married already or have like a long-term relationship. Because motherfuckers be trying to bring
no
people.
new booze.
They've been new booze. They be
Yeah,
trying to pull
no
up the
new
new
booze.
booze.
I also heard, because our producer on the morning show is getting married, that if you bring a guest, you have to cover, like the guest has to bring a gift that cost a certain amount of money to cover for the dinner.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, that
yeah.
makes sense.
And then
I'll
also
take the cash though.
yeah. And then also no kids at the wedding is
Yes.
totally acceptable.
That's what we're doing for sure.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
kids at the wedding, except for obviously we got like our sisters that
Right.
got kids.
Yeah.
But if everybody else can't bring
Yeah,
their kids,
no
that means
guest
they also
babies.
be scurrying off home early too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Real,
man.
Real
that's
chill.
That's the thing, because all that shit takes up space. I thought I had like, 100 people to invite, but really at the end of the day, I feel like I was inviting like 20 homies,
Yeah.
and then like guests and family members, and I let a couple kids. We were cool with kids, but it all kind of dwindles down. And then you got people that like, you know what I'm saying? They really be hitting you up like, can't wait to go to your wedding. I'm like, I haven't spoken to you in 3 years.
Dang.
Like, why do you think you're allowed? I had to tell people straight up, I haven't talked to you. I don't kick it with you. You're not coming to my wedding. And
Yeah.
motherfuckers be hurt.
It's so weird. Like, I've definitely not been invited to certain weddings. And that's okay.
Mm.
Like, there's so many decisions that have to be made.
Yeah, you
And
only
the point-
cry for like one night.
And the point I was making about the parents, a lot of times the parents have all these fucking family members you never heard of that they want
yes.
to invite. Like, it all gets taken up. And it really do be these people who are not those people. Like, we not
Bruh.
cool like that.
Thank God. I don't know what y'all are gonna do. My parents, when I told them, I was like, look, y'all can invite 10 homies. And they were like, what? How do you expect us to choose which friends we get to invite? I'm like, hello.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
then-
doing.
And then they finally, after some back and forth, my parents were like, look, invite all your homies. We're going to have a separate wedding, which I fucking paid for, but that's irrelevant. So I had one wedding, a big one for all my peoples, and then did another separate Thai ceremony for my parents and all their peoples, and fucking, people who, I don't know, babysat me when I was 5, who I haven't seen in 20 years, but to appease them, you know what I'm saying? you're gonna have to choose some battles.
You see, I would be totally, as is Asian custom, I'm not sure what other customs are, but I would totally be willing to have a separate parents' wedding if that meant that all those people are coming with them red envelopes.
Oh, you already know they're going to.
Period.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, luckily, the old Asian, the old Thai people came with the checks.
Oh, yeah.
But then my dad was like, all right, so check this out. This is how much the venue costs. And I was like, all right, man, take it. I was like, cool, that's cool. Take it.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. But at the end of the day, though, I had so much fun. Weddings are great. Let me know if you want me to pull up. I mean, I know I didn't invite you to mine, but
I didn't get invited either.
That's a
so-
virtual invite right now.
oh, I got the Zoom
Virtual
invite.
self
Zoom,
invite,
yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
Here's
That's
the
cool
Zoom
too.
link.
I'm gonna give you. I'm for sure gonna give you the Zoom link. Yo,
You're the only
Yo.
person. On
he's like, why'd I get a Twitch link? What the fuck is this?
I'm watching on IG Live.
He's like,
It's not even a link.
Yeah, it's just Bart. Bart, turn the
on
camera around.
FaceTime.
Bart's working
My
out.
phone's about to die.
Bart's just working out.
There's a gym in the corner.
All right, man. Well, so I got a couple questions for you from Instagram.
You're so prepared.
You are prepared. Cheers again, though.
You know, sometimes.
I need to re-up.
Cheers to you and your getting married is beautiful.
Yo, I'm excited. I'm
What?
a little bit-
How long have you guys been together?
but excited.
No, we're not. Rick and I are like, no, I'm not going.
8 years now?
Beautiful.
8 years of what?
Being together. 7 officially, I think. But
Okay.
you know, like, been dating since like 8 years ago.
Cool.
So
Let's see. Well, Spar Rivera, just wants you to know that you're hot.
Ricky is hot, man.
Thank you.
Okay, I think this will be good for the all the.
Is Spar Rivera a guy or a girl?
Who knows?
It's usually a guy when it's to me.
Okay. Here's a good question for all the dancers that might be tuning in. Mr. No Sleep asks, when did you decide to go full time as a choreographer?
As a choreographer, that's very specific.
Because there's definitely a difference between someone who is great at dancing and a choreographer. You know what I'm saying? Not
Absolutely.
everybody can do what
Totally.
you do.
Full time as a choreographer. I don't think I ever had like the intention to be like, that's my separation, because I think I was always doing an equal parts like dancing as a dancer, like performing and in shows or whatnot, and then choreographing for like artists or choreographing to like teach.
Mhm.
Because I don't really count like teaching as the same as just being a choreographer.
Yeah.
But I will say that when I took the journey into discovering my love for choreography,
Mhm.
that I first started breakdance. I started as a b-boy, and I like would hurt myself all the time, but I loved it. Right?
All them damn flips.
Always. And I was like such a noob at that shit too. I was like straight to windmills trying to impress girls, like not learning anything about
Yeah.
foundation and culture. Just be like, yo, I'm trying to get this freeze though, when I don't even know how to fucking 6-step the right way. But then, and then I got into like popping because I got injured.
You're like, well, I can't get down, so I got to stand up.
And then you injured your elbow and you started finger cutting.
That's exactly what happened.
Elbow.
And then it was after that I finally like went into choreography. And when, you know, the first time that my old team asked me to like choreograph something, and it was very like animation poppy influence, and then I saw it was this really weird human experience. Imagine like you fucking like go home, you like smoke some weed or whatever, and then you like make up some like just this combination to the sound of the music, right? And then next thing you know, you go into a fucking parking lot with a bunch of other Asian people, and then they start learning this thing that you made up.
Bunch of other Asian people.
Real specific.
Such a specific, funny
You
note.
don't belong here.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to go.
Some of the people are just like learning these random
Yeah.
moves that you like made up, like in front of your closet mirror, right? And then next thing you know, you're like in front of a giant like club
Of Asian
competing of Asian people.
Shout out to Myron.
Shout out to Myron Martin. There's like 6 black people there, but they love Asian dudes, by the way. Anyways, so we go out there and then we compete with this stuff. And then next thing you know, I'm like, whoa, I just like won something, but I have this euphoria because I'm like, people wanted to learn something I made up.
Right.
And then there was like extensions of my sense of being.
In these
Wow.
people.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
It's almost like, I think it's like a positive affirmation of like the existence of your ego in a way that's not meant to be, like your regular ego. But anyways,
that? No,
deep
no,
shit.
I feel that.
So then I fell in love with the idea of choreography because there's something so weird about human beings trying to move the same way. Same thing with
way,
like
some moves you concocted in your brain, people are learning this on purpose. Yeah.
Like an extreme example is like synchronized swimming in the Olympics.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Isn't that funny? Like just seeing a bunch of people with skull caps on, just like upside down, like twiddling their fucking, and they can't hear the music that well, right?
Yeah.
But it's just such a unique thing to have a group of humans come together. So I think that's why I really fell in love with it. And then from there, it was just a question of how far does this go? It wasn't really like a goal orientation. It was just a go orientation. You know what I mean?
That's dope. No, what were you gonna say?
No, that's a very dancer answer.
Dancer answer.
That is
Prancer.
answer,
You know how you were talking about all the other things? Like, I'm goofing, I'm this. I'm like, this is what everybody thinks you're like. That moment that happened, they're like this.
No, I feel that because so I had never, whenever I write bars, it's for my own shit, right? But I had never written a song that was a song until like, you know, we did a musical years ago that never came out. But part of that process was for me writing a song, not rap song, for the first time for other people to sing. And then hearing them sing that shit and then hearing it come together in my head, the way I had it in my head was like a whole trippy different experience.
It was,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy, right?
It's pretty, it's definitely crazy. Yeah. Well, that's tight. Okay, here's another question. This Our Year asks, what has been your favorite accomplishment up till this point in life?
Ooh.
Damn.
Wow, I'm just gonna say this before you answer. Wow, y'all actually showed up with these questions because sometimes we have guests and y'all are like terrible.
How many sex did you have?
Yeah.
How many sex do you have?
Yeah.
How come longer?
Yeah. These are really good.
What's the question again? I saw
What has been your favorite accomplishment up until this point in your life?
I will say that a lot of people, when I first started doing business with friends, right? There's obviously that, you know, trope out there, stereotype. It's like, yo, it's like mad difficult. You know, you shouldn't go into business with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I like have learned how difficult that shit is. It is fucking complex.
Yeah.
And it makes you really always like judge at like the deepest inner core like being of yourself and ask questions all the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, I also had heard from like a mentor of mine was like, the only people who are saying that are people that failed.
Dang.
And I was like, fuck, I hate that. There's some brightness to that.
That's such a
Yeah.
fire point, and I think let's highlight that real quick because that's facts, right? 'Cause
It
it's
is.
It's possible to do business with your friends.
Yes.
Exactly.
I think communication is important.
He.
Lay that shit out there.
Right.
And the only people that say that are the ones that failed and the shit fucked up, the friendship's fucked up because the money fucked it up.
Exactly.
And
Money
that's
definitely
such a
can fuck
good
it up.
point. Yeah.
And going to that on the communication side, people don't realize that even if it's not a romantic relationship, a lot of the things that you apply to a romantic relationship is what you need to apply to a business relationship and friendships because it's all the same principles.
Absolutely.
You have emotions, you have to take into consideration what they've gone through. And then when you communicate, you have to understand how that person receives what you're saying, and you must adjust in order to get to the common goal, which is success, whether it's money or in
Yeah. And that is the craziest part because there's that duality. Sometimes you could show up to work when they're not like your friend, and like everything can be objective and professional, right?
Right.
That's the word. You just fucking stay professional.
Right.
But the thing is, when you're working with your friends, like that blurred line gets blurry,
Oh, yeah.
especially when shit is popping off or hard as fuck.
Right.
So like, I love that analogy that it's just like a romantic relationship with over communication, and also something you learn in a relationship. Sometimes you apologize not because you're wrong, but because you value the relationship.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing how to do that even in a business sense is something that you have to discover. And it's really how much time you put into it. You know, you can't just like know this shit right away. You have to like run into it and then figure out how you handle it. But if you do it well, it's the sickest shit in the world.
It's great.
So fucking dope.
Just to be able to eat with your homies and know that like y'all are helping each other eat and you're all sharing in the feast. It's amazing.
Yeah. So like, you know, for us to, you know, have been able to do it for this feeble and humble, now Kinjaz is fucking 12 years old. Yeah. We was born in Year of the Tiger too. Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going 12 years strong. And, you know, especially with my boy Mike Song, who's just always been like right there, you know, kind of literally the brother I never had.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, yo, hardest times, strongest times, we've been there together, and like you wouldn't want to share that with anybody else. Shout out Nina, obviously my fiance. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to be there with somebody that you professionally know. You want to be there with somebody that you care about and that cares about you. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. So to summarize, it would be making a poppin' business with your boy that you came up with. Yes.
Exactly. There it is. Well done.
Well, shout out to Kinjaz Noodles then.
Hell yeah.
Oh, them shit's good. I haven't had them yet.
Yeah, Kinder Bang
Are they
Noodle,
tasty?
shameless plug.
Oh no, we plug all the time.
Hell yeah.
And yes, to answer your question.
Oh, they're good?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I gotta bring some for y'all. They
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought
they
you-
are plant-based, vegan friendly.
Word.
Yeah. Air dried, never fried. Very delicious.
Damn.
Love it.
Okay.
Got a lot of questions, by the way. I'm looking over at Tim's phone. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, you got a good handful. Okay, a couple people asked this actually. Okay, VWJFUI Fudujfui asks, who's your dance rival outside on the kin? I don't know what that means, but
This dance
Outside of the
lingo.
kin.
Who's my dance rival outside of the kin?
okay, sure.
Is that what you just said?
I
Yeah, I
get
think
that's what he asked.
Oh, so like not a Kinja.
Okay, sure. Because he said, who's your dance rival outside on the kin? I'm going to assume it's of the kin, and I'm going to assume kin means Kinjaz.
What we just thinking, family outside of family?
yeah,
outside
right.
of your kin?
Okay, so who's your dance rival outside of the Kinjaz?
Got it. Super easy. The people that I also enjoy and were my favorite, have been and still are my favorite crew to watch.
Yeah.
Therefore, I respect them most. Therefore, I want to only compare myself.
Word.
AKA the Jabberwockies.
Ah.
Easy. That they are the sickest fucking crew and just everything that they've ever done with dance, like what they've been able to do and how they push the needle and continue to like do what they're doing, how far they keep going, you know what I'm saying, and representing. Like, how would you not want to choose the illest out there to be your rival? You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all be having like, is there like dance beefs? Like known dancer beefs?
Me personally, I do not have any beef with our crew. I think if anybody had beef with our crew, I think they're foolish. I don't think we do. You know, we're not like that kind of street talking. Like at the end of the day, the dance community is already like pillow soft as shit, especially choreography, right? Imagine dancers like, yo, you got beef? Let's battle.
Let's
Right.
dance it out.
Sup,
Well, that's
DJ?
what the movies told me they
You know what I'm saying? But
Pussy step.
do. Yeah.
we're already so like pacifist with our expression
Yeah.
that it's like throw choreography in there where you have to like, pre-plan shit out and then like rehearse your expression. You know, there's no room for that kind of beef. But I do think that the fans enjoy drama. You know what I'm saying? And like when you maybe see like another like all male, predominantly Asian group that moves in similar fashion, it would be super easy to be like, yo, blah, versus this. There's like fan accounts that have like way more viral videos than us because they were like Kinjaz versus Jabberwockies, which I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I thank you guys. You guys even put us in that spot. It's like cool. Like it makes me feel like we should keep going. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think for me, it's all out of love and respect that I would even choose to like look up as a rival versus like what's the fucking point of rivaling your equal?
Yeah, it's all community.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, man, because I don't think we've ever had a professional dancer on the podcast, have we?
Not this kind of dance,
Yeah,
but we've had.
Well, like strippers and shit?
Yeah.
Sick. Oh, well, let me ask you this, man. So people always ask me, right, as an Asian American, how my parents accepted me going into the entertainment business. Now, I feel like for you, it's different. It's next level because it's like, it's not even like, oh, because, a dancer coming up, it's not like there's a lot of dance shows. You feel me?
Yeah.
So how were your parents when you were like, okay, I'm dancing and this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was it was definitely not easy. And I don't think it's a blanket statement. I have a lot of Asians in my crew, and a lot of them have different upbringings and experiences where like some of them, their parents fully supported them, maybe they were like the younger child, so like they already had this blah, 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 right? And I'm also the baby of the group. So my sister's already got like, is married, has children, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
the real successful one.
yeah, the real child, I was an
I
accident.
just gave up by the time we got to you. You're like, do whatever makes you happy.
That's probably true, but I'm not insecure about it. Anyways, what was the question?
Parents, dance.
But I remember there was this period where like my mom, God bless her soul, but she was always trying to get me to quit dancing. She would, every single time it was on the phone or I came home to eat or whatever the hell, it would always be like, are you still dancing? You know you should stop, blah, 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 yappity, yappity, yap. Pretending like she had like friends of friends and stuff that had like, you know, if you talk to this person, maybe they'll hire you for this job.
God.
I got you, here's a phone number, blah, blah, blah. Like
Yeah.
I gave you, and I'm like, Mom, right? And eventually it got so difficult for me to feel inspired and motivated that straight up, like, and this is unfortunate but necessary for like, I guess maybe like what my ambition needed, but I just stopped coming home and I stopped calling.
Because you don't want to deal with it.
And I didn't,
Yeah.
and I would only hit up my dad from time to time, and it is what it is. And literally, my dad would get frustrated with my mom too because he'd be like, "This is why he don't come home."
Yeah.
You know what I
Miss
mean?
my son, goddammit.
Yeah, and that period lasted for about 1.5 years until, and fucking Asian parents, right? Until I one day am on a TV a spot, right, for this thing called LXD, Legion of Extraordinary Dancers, that like John M. Chu put together.
Yes, I remember them. Y'all had a lot of light glasses.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff, but I was in a sector of it called Umbras that had umbrellas. We like wore suits and like bowler hats and like danced with umbrellas and shit.
Right.
Very Kinjaz, very like, it's not about the individuals, about like the group, right? And then we're doing Dancing with the Stars, Macy's special. So we're just doing like a special performance, right?
Yeah.
And like literally, if you even watch this performance, and actually it was a collab with Christina Grimmie, so rest in peace to her soul. She was a very, very sweet person. But if you watch the show now, you would not, I can't even identify which one is me. But that's not the point.
Racist.
The point was, the point was for my mom, I was on prime time
Right.
Yeah.
in general.
Yes.
So then she starts calling all my aunties, she starts calling all her friends. She's like, my son May, he's on TV. And nobody finds me. And they're like, I saw the performance, I didn't see it, but it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Because I hit TV.
That's
And then-
Asian mom as fuck. Maybe it's other moms, but it's like, it's not real until you can brag about it to
yeah.
your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And next thing you know, she's like, you know, my parents, my dad's a huge avid Boy Scout, actually, in the community. He started a troop, so I've been a Boy Scout all my life. I'm an Eagle Scout and shit. My sister's still in the scouting. So every week they do like scout meetings and stuff. So now my mom's like, yo, you got to come out to the scout meetings, just trying to like walk me around and shit. And again, God bless her soul. I love her for that. You know what I mean? But it's
But you're
mad
like,
funny.
oh, you don't remember that 1.5 years?
Exactly.
Are you trying to get me to be an accountant?
Exactly. And you know, every time now she's like, when you gonna be on TV again? Like,
So I can call on my friends.
yeah, but I mean,
Hilarious.
it was hard. But I feel like if you have conviction in what you want to do,
Yes.
you just got to do it because your belief and what you're supposed to bring home for your family's honor is worth it.
Yes. You're going to disappoint them for a couple years until you can show and prove. And then they're like, okay, cool.
And right before I stopped calling her, I watched Mulan just to remind myself that it was worth it for the family.
And that's when he started growing out his
I
man
was just
bun.
about to say.
Once I watched Mulan, I turned into a man.
I always tell people, man, like, you know, for my mom, there was always, you know, my parents were always supportive, you know what I'm saying, to their credit. But there was a point where my mom was like, you're going to go back and finish your degree, right? And I was like, Mom, you want me to go back and finish my degree? Or you want me to keep paying for your shit? And she was like, okay, never mind. We good. We good. Do what you do.
That is the bottom line, literally.
You know, I think for parents, and I don't want to just say Asian parents, for parents, right? At its core, they are just concerned that they want to make sure we're taken care of, right?
Totally.
And this entertainment shit, whether it be dancing or music or acting, it doesn't feel like something like tangible for them.
yeah.
It's mad fickle.
My dad acted before. So my dad was in commercials and he did some work when he was in Hawaii. And he recently told me he had seen the mukbang that we did.
Yeah.
And he was like, he wrote me and he's like, I'm really happy to see you doing this because he goes, I stopped at one point. And he's like, I love seeing you do these things. And he's always been super supportive. Mind you, my dad has been a fan of like from when I was doing swimsuits, like when I was doing that work. And he would always keep my magazines with him. But he recently said, he's like, this is something that I've always wanted you to do. And it's great to see you do that because he always wanted to go further with it, but he put these limitations on himself. And he's like, I stopped myself from doing more. So keep going and keep pushing. And my mom has been very supportive of it as well. So yeah, so like from the beginning, it's been interesting. But he was in the business, and I feel like a lot of parents that dabble in these spaces, no matter what it is, they always kind of want to see you go along the path that they didn't finish.
Yeah.
You know, so like the same with the athletes. Like I got hurt in college, and I'd love to see my kid, and you push them. But my dad kind of just was like, allowed me to be myself no matter what it was. And we had rules, you know, there's certain things can and can't do.
No full frontal.
No, don't show your nipples and don't show your coochie. That's like my mom and dad. They're like, your butt, the side, we get it. But don't.
But the side.
Yeah, they're like, just don't do this and don't do this. So, but my mom not being in that space, she's a little bit more of like, I like what you do and it's exciting, but there's some things that she just can't like watch. But my dad, because he was in it, he's like, this is really dope. Yeah. And it's like, he can't wait for the next thing. That's how he feels. He's like, he already sees the vision. And he reminds me sometimes when I don't.
Beautiful.
Did he stop because he had you? Did he stop because he had children?
No, there was, actually, he stopped because of my mom. Like their relationship. There was a lot that he gave up to make the relationship work so that we had two parents.
That's very
cool. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why we moved from Hawaii. There's a lot of things that happened, but he ultimately, he limited himself. It's that mental block, right? Like the fear of success. And my dad talks about the mental aspect of growing and not being afraid. He's like, the person that gives the least fucks is the one that's the most successful. So stop giving a fuck about anybody else. I support you. So go and do it.
We still gonna have the Hawaiian Ho on the show.
Yes, but I have
bringing
to do.
his ass on.
I have to do something with him first because everybody's been asking. I was like, I gotta get the exclusive. Then we'll bring him on. Also, my dad says some wild shit, so I don't.
I can't wait.
I was like,
That's what we need.
To sit and edit with you. I'll be like, no. Like, Dad, we don't say that no more.
You know, I was gonna say to your point, yes, parents that are cautious is probably because they want to do more, but also I feel like parents that are cautious probably maybe they wanted to and they failed.
Yes.
Yeah, they tried to.
Yeah. The fear. Again, they just want to see you do well. Some parents are like, look, they don't believe in
Happiness. You don't need to be happy, you need to be paid.
But you ever really talk, like really have a honest conversation with some of these parents, and they'll look and they'll tell you, some of the kids, they'll be like, I don't think that one can actually do it.
Yeah.
So we give them other options because they don't think they actually can. So if you're,
feel that.
you know, and it's like, you don't ever want to tell your kid like, hey, you know, your math skills are not.
Baby, you ugly.
Modeling,
no model,
it might not be.
You got no rhythm, little Jack.
So, you know, so maybe she was making these suggestions because she thought you couldn't dance.
Oh my God.
Well, shit, man. What else can we look forward to from you?
Looking forward to, I mean, I think it's been, again, the pandemic has just been a number. It really, like, you know, for anybody who doesn't know, with like what we done or what we used to do with Kinjaz, right, is, you know, a lot of us love dancing. So we were constantly traveling around the world and teaching. That got nixed. We were, you know, traveling and performing. That got nixed. We had competitions, like large events where like a bunch of human beings got into a building, like 400 dancers compete on stage in 3 different countries, in like Singapore, China, and here. That got canceled. We had 2 studios here in LA that got closed down. So like so much changed for us in ways that were just, you know, and the government's like, yo, dance and gyms and studios and stuff, that's non-essential.
Right.
You guys can park your ass for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So like so much was forced upon us. And again, we're in an era where you also can't complain because you got the buddy down the street who like their parents died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck your business, like life. You know what I'm saying? So I think that brought upon kind of like the perfect storm of needing to revisit like where you're at with shit, like, you know, and especially since as a dancer, and I'm turning 36 this year, you know, it's like being in the NBA at 36. Like you might have like really, really dope stats and stuff, but you're just not going to be as strong as a 21-year-old who's balling up the court right now, right?
You might tear that ACL.
Exactly. So I think all of that kind of just happened at the same time, was really that kind of kick of reality that said maybe it's time to like take the next type of ventures. And so, you know, I look at it in hindsight, and as much as we're still kind of like dealing with some of the hardships from the pandemic, there's also like us being able to put in a lot of effort to things like the noodles, you know, Kinjaz noodles. And that's a whole different essential industry, right? Imagine being in this like You like dance, all right, niche. You like hip hop and dance, all right, more niche.
Mhm.
You Asian in America. Like this here's your opportunity. Good luck, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
And then being like, everybody eats food every day regardless.
Yeah.
Everybody. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody loves noodles. You know what I'm saying? And then suddenly the fishbowl turns into an ocean in a very overwhelming way. But suddenly your threshold and your level for thought and ambition changes. And I'm now more than ever a student to life again. But I also feel like that's part of the adventure and part of the joy. So being able to pick up things like food and just like I did dance, over 10 years ago and be like, how far does this go?
Right.
Without necessarily, again, like goal orientation, but just go orientation. Like, how far can that go? And in the same way, too, I personally am fascinated with the blockchain. Right?
Yeah.
Crypto, NFTs, I love that shit. It's mad fun.
Yep.
And everybody's been hounding us, too. It's like, when's Kinjaz going to make an NFT and stuff like that? And you already know, you best know we be working on something mad fun and creative for our own community and stuff. So just putting in a lot of work into things like that, you know what I mean? That like from... I guess the best way to say it is like dance was never like my thing. It was my vehicle that would take me to things. And dance is now, just jumping in that car, even riding through the craziness of the pandemic. Somehow Kinjaz has ended up in a new place, and it might not necessarily be all dance. Right. But I think we're still thriving and alive and here and still trying to like do what we can to express ourselves while like taking care of each other in our community. So I think there's going to be a lot of non-dance Kinjaz projects coming out really, really soon. And I'm fucking excited about that because that's really just the next stage of my life.
Hell yeah. Well, shit. Thank you, Anthony Lee, for pulling up to the
Thank you guys for having me.
podcast, bro. I wish you good luck in everything y'all do and good luck with the marriage because it's lit, bro. It's fun. It's a good time. Thank you for listening and watching the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shut.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.